Hello Year 6, so we are going into our maths lesson for today and we are looking at sequences. Now sequences is something that you will have looked at since like year 1, year 2. Obviously we're up in the level a little bit, so the best way for me to help you with this lesson is for me to share my screen with you. So we are going to go in to the computer now. You have made it into my screen. And like it says, we are looking at solving problems involving sequences. So this is a sequence. We've got 3 numbers. This chair's really creaky, I'm sorry. We've got 3 numbers and we need to work out what the next numbers are. So quickly, have a little think to yourself. What are those next numbers? Okay, well hopefully you got that they were 45 and 60. Now we would have done that a few different ways. The way that I want you to do it today is to think, what has happened to get from there to there? Let's use a red pen instead, just makes it look a bit more fun. And hopefully you will realise that we have added 15. Okay? And then we check, is that same thing happening from here to here? From 20 to 35, am I adding 15? Well, yeah, I am. So then, we now know what the step size is. We now know that it's going up. So we just keep doing the same. So from here to here, I add 15. 35 add 15 is going to get me to 50. Did I say that before? I didn't, did I? I didn't. I don't think I did. Hopefully we're right now. And then from 50, again, I'm adding 15. And then I get to 65. I'm now doubting myself. That's a 15, that's a 15. Yeah, I'm happy that this one's right. Whatever I said before, just ignore me. Hopefully, you didn't just turn off the video at that point because you thought, this guy can't teach, he's rubbish. No, what I was doing was I was a teacher. I was waiting to see if you spot my intentional mistake. So, easy numbers, yeah? Easier numbers. Now, that same thing, exact same thing can be applied so when we have numbers that look a bit like this. And this success criteria is what we are going to focus on. Let me just see if I can move me out of the way a little bit. So we are going to decide if the numbers are increasing or decreasing. So when we look at these numbers, are they getting bigger or smaller? Hopefully you will agree that they are getting bigger. So we are adding, okay? Then we're going to look for any patterns in the numbers. Are there any easy patterns that we can see? There isn't as far as I can see. So then we're going to find the difference between the numbers. So I'm going to go from 354 to 410. Now I'm going to use a little bit of jotting to help me do this. So 354, add 6, it's going to get me to 360. And then I know from 360 to 410, I'm adding, 410, I'm adding 50. So I'm pretty sure that this number has gone up by 56. Okay, now, if I'm pretty sure that that's going up by 56, I'm going to add 56 here, and then I can check that I'm right, because if I add 56 and I get to this number, 522, then I know I'm doing pretty well. So, 410 add 56, well 410 add 50 is going to get me to 460. Add another 6, 466. Then I'm going to add 56 to this. Well, 466 add 50 is going to get me to 416. Add another 6 is going to get me to, I'm right, 522. I think I said the wrong thing there as well. 466 add 50 is 516. Add another 6 gets me to 522. And then again, as we are doing here, we're filling in the missing numbers. I add another 56 to this. Well, 522 add 50 is going to be 572. Add a 6, 578. Now, hopefully you can see I've done quite a lot of jottings on this. Okay, I'm looking to see your jottings today. So, different question. This one's got negative numbers. Ah, scary, negative. Ah, not really. Let's just concentrate and be careful. Also, it's got a number here missing, which makes it a little bit more complicated, but we can manage it. So first thing, decide if the numbers are going up or they're going down. Well, 200 to 50 means that they are definitely getting smaller. and then it ends up with a negative number. So it's definitely got much smaller. Look for any patterns. Well, I end up with this 250 over here, which looks like it should be a pattern to here, but I'm going to find the difference. So to go from 200 to 50, hopefully, excuse me, you can realize that we've taken away 100 to get to 100 and then another 50 to get to 50. So I'm taking away 150. So from here to here, I've also got to take away 150. Now this is where negative numbers can scare some people. We really don't need to be scared of negative numbers. All I'm doing here is 50, take away 150. But if I take away 50, what do I get to? It's 0. And then I've got to take away another 100, which is going to get me to minus 150. Which then gets me, this one's going to be 100. I've gone wrong again. That doesn't get me to minus 150. I'm having an absolute mare. Now normally, teachers at this point would stop and restart the video. I'm not like that. Number one, the reason I'm not like that, I'm a little bit too lazy, can't be bothered starting the whole video again. Number two, it's important that you realise that even teachers make mistakes. But when we make mistakes, we look at them and we go, hang on, that can't be right. So 0 take away 100 just gets me to a minus 100. Now the reason I looked at it before and thought that can't be right is because I looked ahead. And from minus 150 to minus 250, I knew it wasn't take away 150. So minus 100, well, yeah, if I took away another 100, that would get me to minus 200, and then another 50 would get me to minus 250. So I'm happy that this is right. Now the only other bit that I need to do is this bit, because from here to here, going in that direction, is minus 150. Probably a good idea to put in the arrows so we don't get confused. However, I need to go from this one to this one. So to do that, I'm going to do the inverse and I'm going to add 150, which is going to be 350. Okay, then I'll just check that it makes sense. Take away 150, yeah, take away 150, yeah, take away 150, yeah, take away 150, yeah. Quite happy that I've done that right. Okay, one more example that has decimal numbers in. Oh no, scary decimals, ah! And I'm going to try and see if I can do all of this right straight away. So, step number one, decide if the numbers are increasing or decreasing. Well, I've gone from 1.5 to 1.85, so I'm happy that they are increasing, they're getting bigger. So now I need to work out what they're getting bigger by. So to do that, I'm going to go from this one to this one. So I need to go from 1.5 and see how much I've added to get to 1.85. Now what I'm going to do, just because I've got a 2 decimal place here, I'm going to make this a 2 decimal place also. And hopefully what you can realise is if I add 0.3, that gets me to 1.80. And then I've got to add another 0.05. And that will get me to 1.85. So I'm pretty sure I'm adding 0.35. I'm not counting that as a mistake, it was just a minor slip. So then on this one, I also need to add 0.35. Now I'm running out of space on here. You've obviously got your whole paper to do it on, so I'm just going to rub this bit out so I can do this. So I'm starting with 1.85. If I count up in tenths, it's going to be then 1.95. Careful on this bit. 2.05. 2.15. So I've added 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and then I add the 0.05, and it does get me to 2.2. So I'm confident that I'm doing this right. So adding 0.35 to this, well, if I add the 0.3, that's going to get me to 2.5. Then the 0.05, so that's going to be 2.55. And then on this one, I'm adding 0.35. So if I'm working backwards, I need to do the inverse. So I need to take away 0.35. Again, I'm going to rub out this just because I haven't got as much space as you have. So 1.5, I'm going to put the 0 in, so I'm at 2 decimals. Take away 0.3 is going to get me to 1.2. and then I need to take away 0.05, which is going to get me to 1.15. And I'm happy that that is right. Okay, let's get you out of my screen, and then you can join me. Actually, no, I don't need to go out my screen. I can just stop sharing. And that is the kind of thing you need to do for maths. Actually, I'm going to share one more time very quickly, because in your task, they will look something like this. So you've got getting ready questions, which are quite small numbers, quite small steps. Then you've got ready questions, which are getting bigger numbers. There's some decimals in there towards the bottom. Then you've got on the next page, steady. So getting ready, getting ready, steady, which is lots of decimals, some quite big numbers, and also messing around with negatives. And then finally, we've got go. I want you to do steady before you do go. And the go is word type problems for you to have a go at. Now I can stop sharing my screen. And I think you've got all of the information that you need to be able to do this maths lesson. Any problems, send me a message on Jojo and I will do my best to help. Okay, bye.